Welcome back, everyone, to the Web Design with WordPress 101 course. Today we'll explore a couple of the popular web hosting choices that you can utilize to put your site on the web. I touched briefly on web hosts in the first class, but just to recap, a web host is a site that allows you to store your website to their servers in such a way that other people will be able to access it through the internet. There are a lot of options when it comes to choosing a web host, and there are certain things to consider when doing so. Before we look at a couple of different web hosts, it may be helpful to know what you should be looking for in a web host. The type of web host you end up selecting will largely depend on what you need for your particular site, but there are a few key considerations that you should keep in mind while looking. I suppose the number one consideration for most people would be cost. Different web hosts offer service packages with select features at different prices. There are also free web hosting alternatives out there, such as WordPress.com, that may provide everything you need at no cost. If you take a look at the reviews for any given web host, you'll probably notice that premium or paid web hosts are usually more reliable than their free counterparts and get better reviews. Reliability is another consideration in choosing a web host. You don't want to select a web host that is frequently down for repairs, making your site inaccessible. You should also look into what the site offers in the way of technical support. So if any problems arise, you have the support from your web host that can help you resolve the issue. The amount of space that a web host provides for your website should also be considered, especially if you anticipate building a multi-page site with lots of media. Similarly, the amount of bandwidth a web host offers for your site is another consideration to account for, especially if you anticipate heavy traffic on your website. Bandwidth refers to the amount of data that can be transferred from one point to another in a given period of time. When a user accesses your site, the web host responds by sending the requested information to the visitor's computer. Each time the web host does this, it utilizes some of the bandwidth that the site has allotted to your site so it can send the requested page. Increased traffic on your site requires more bandwidth, which may justify purchasing a more expensive package when setting up your web host. The last thing you should consider are the features that the web host has to offer. Most web hosts offer a variety of add-on services that are useful in helping you design and maintain your website. For instance, Bluehost offers one-click installation of WordPress, which saves you time and potential aggravation if you had to install the software manually. As I mentioned before, there are a variety of web hosts to choose from, but some of the more popular choices include Bluehost.com, DreamHost.com, and GoDaddy.com. These options all provide low-cost, reliable, feature-rich environments that will help you get your site on the web. Now that you have a better idea of what to look for in a web host, let's actually explore what one has to offer. We'll be using the premium web host Bluehost.com to put together a site during this course. Since we've already talked about some of the key considerations in picking a web host, let's see what Bluehost has to offer. You can open a Bluehost account for as little as $4.95 a month. The website also guarantees 99.9% uptime, making your site accessible nearly all the time. Bluehost offers 24/7 tech support if you encounter an issue with your web host. It also provides unlimited space to store your web content, as well as unlimited bandwidth to share that content with others. Last but not least, it provides for a one-click install of the WordPress software. Now that we know what Bluehost offers, let's explore the site a little. We can reach the Bluehost start page at Bluehost.com. The Sign Up Now button in the middle of the page allows you to create your own account with Bluehost. Follow the prompts and fill in the required information in order to activate your account. This link will also give you the option to register a domain name for free. A domain name is the address you type into a web browser to pull up a web page. For example, Bluehost.com is a domain name. We'll talk more about how domain names work later on in the course. The menu bar on the Start page provides information about the various services that Bluehost offers, including the Features link, which gives a general overview of the services provided with your Bluehost account. There is also a link at the top right corner of the Start page that will allow you to view a demo of the Bluehost control panel. The control panel is a graphical user interface that most web hosts provide to their subscribers. The control panel is meant to help you design and manage your website by bringing commonly used functions and features to a central location. Clicking on this link will give you an idea of what to expect once you've signed up for their web hosting service. Click the link to follow along as I give a brief overview of the Bluehost control panel. The control panel breaks down the various features by category, making it easier for you to find the tool you need to manage and develop your website. From here, you can create email accounts, a feature that Bluehost offers with its service. You can also install WordPress with the click of a button. Down a little further on the page, you can register additional domains for your site. And even further down on the page, you can view informational videos on how to navigate the Bluehost site. Now, towards the top of the site, you'll see a menu tab called Account, which allows you to edit your account information, including your payment option. To the right of the Account tab, you'll notice a Help tab that allows you to search for various topics by keyword. You even have the option to have a live chat with a Bluehost technician who can answer your question directly. Bluehost provides technical support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll review some of the specific features of Bluehost and how you can utilize them in managing your website later on in the course, as the need for them arises. Let's recap what we've covered today. There are a variety of choices when it comes to selecting a web host, but not every choice will be right for you. Think about what kind of site you will need and use the considerations we suggested earlier as a starting point to figure out what to look for in a web host. Most web hosts will have a control panel that will help you manage your website more effectively. These will differ by web host, so take the time to familiarize yourself with the control panel for the web host you choose, so you can easily find the features you need to get your site up and running. A good web host will also provide technical support and help material that will help guide you through setting up your website on their particular host. As I mentioned before, we'll be using Bluehost throughout this course, which will give us a chance to explore some of the features it has to offer. Thanks for watching on behalf of E3, and stay tuned for our next class in the series.